Hi everyone. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to use Tinkercad. Tinkercad is a free, easy to use, browser-based 3D modeling software made by Autodesk. First, we're going to go to our browser. I'm using Google Chrome. You can of course use any other browser. Google Chrome is the most ideal though, since Tinkercad is Google account compatible. We're going to navigate to the Tinkercad website. So we'll search Tinkercad. It's the first one that comes up, tinkercad.com. Then we're going to go up to sign up. And once you're in sign up, you're going to go to create a personal account. And it's usually easiest to just sign in with Google. I'm going to just sign up with email just to show you how that works. So it asks for your birth month. We'll just put in, I'm not going to put my actual birthday in for the purposes of this video, but obviously you want to use your birthday. And then we're going to go next. And then we're going to put in our email. I'm going to use my YouTube email. So ryans3dmagic@gmail.com. And then I'm going to just make a fake password for the purposes of this. So just put that in. Create account. And while it's loading, and then account created. Wonderful. We're going to click done and we'll just save the password to Google to sign in easier later. Okay, first it'll bring you to the Tinkercad dashboard. First, what we're going to do is we're going to just open a new 3D file and walk you through how to use this software. So create your first 3D design. Then, once it loads, you see here we have our workspace in the middle here. It's called the work plane. We have some tools off to the right. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to rename our file. So up here, it's called Incredible Denser. Tinkercad does this fun thing where it basically likes to just make interesting names. So obviously change it to be a little more organized, especially if you're doing a lot of different files. So we're going to just call ours demo since we're demonstrating it. Some key points about this software are over here we have what's called your view cube. You're going to use your view cube to navigate how you look at your 3D object in the software. So you can actually just kind of click it and drag it around. You see it rotates it. Or you could just click any of the surfaces, right side, click a corner for an isometric view. Then we have our home view button, which will start you just like this again. There's a zoom in and zoom out. You can of course use your mouse though. You can full screen things. And then another set of tools here is there's a ruler tool here. We drop this on. This is going to help us measure our actual parts later. Some people don't actually use this in terms of making a part that needs a measurement. You just kind of throw shapes in. Other people might want to measure. So it's good to just start by putting that on our workspace. So first, I'm just going to show you how to do some stuff with a cube. We're going to grab a cube from the basic shapes on the side here. We're going to just click and drag that in. And now we have a red cube that is 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters. And we can see that displayed because we put our ruler in the workspace. Then let's just we'll make it a little bigger. So you can kind of drag the corners to make things bigger. You can of course click into the numbers and change them like that. If we wanted that 30, we can make it a 30 by 30. And we'll make it 30 high as well. You can also use this to drag it up and down. If you wanted to shift the shape up and down, you can just raise it using that triangle. Then also if you wanted to rotate it, you could rotate it that way. And the same deal, you could actually type in a number. Let's say we want a 30-degree tilt. There it is. So I'm going to actually put that back though. Maybe. Well, we don't need it like that. Let's do this. Next, I want to show you how to make a hole in an object. So there are obviously these two shapes here that make it very convenient, but just to show you the process, I'm not going to use them. So we'll just use a regular cylinder, right? Let's say we want to just put a circular hole into our object. So we're going to put that on top, and then we're going to transfer it from being a solid to a hole. And once we click that, it's going to kind of look weird, right? Because we don't actually have a hole in the object. But to actually put the hole in there, we're going to highlight both of those shapes because both shapes still exist. And we're going to use the grouping tool here to group them together. And now you'll see we have a circular hole in our object because it grouped the hole with the solid. So among the other basic shapes in here, we have, stars. There's this fun die. We have a text tool. So if we wanted to put text on something, and we can actually type in a word, so I'll just put my name, right? And you can have this in the model, or you can even have this as an engraving, so you can make it into a hole. Among some of the other items in the design software is we have design starters, so they'll have pre-made objects like a gift box, there's a storm cloud, and then we could scroll down and look at some of the creatures. They have a Minecraft looking head, there's a shoe, vehicles and machines, there's tires. Actually, if we go to electronics, one thing that's really cool about the software is we have actual motors. These can be found on like Amazon or AliExpress. So if you wanted to actually do some real design work in this where you're putting real electronics components together, but you want to test it online first, all of these exist in this software, and you can even make your own. There's a whole bunch of items you can use here that make your design life easier. Another interesting tool in this software, and if we drag this cube over, we can use the mirror tool, which has the M key shortcut. Once we select it, it's going to bring up these 3 axes we can use to reflect our object. We're going to click this one just to demonstrate it, and as you can see, the hole is facing the other side now. Let's say you wanted to have 2 of these objects next to each other but facing opposite directions. What we can do is we can copy and paste the object, which I did by doing Control-C and Control-V. You can also use Tinkercad's copy and paste items on the top left here. So you copy and paste. And then to reflect the other one back, we're going to select mirror, and we'll reflect it back on the same axes. And now we have 2 facing opposite directions, and we can even put them inside of each other if we wanted to, right? And one of the main tools in this software is the grouping tool. So let's say you wanted to make one shape into like one object, but you have more than one 3D object, you just kind of use the grouping tool to put them all together. So now they're one item. So that about sums up the Tinkercad software. It is very easy to use and to play with, and with some practice you can make some really cool stuff. And Tinkercad also has a whole repository of 3D models other users have created that you can look through and edit and use for inspiration. With that, I'm going to close out the video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content, and I'll see you next time.